Shalom. Giving all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Makakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and much love, honors and blessed salutations to the elect of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, which will the kind of composure and integrity. All right, this is Wisdom of Solomon, the first chapter, the first verse. It says, "For the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves." All right, the reason why I want to start reading that right away is because last night, bro and I quickly discussed a few verses in this chapter because the brother wants to make a series of Amalek being a fraud. And the scriptures clearly do identify Esau, the so-called white man, Amalek, Idumea, all right, as a counterfeit to the scriptures. And a counterfeit is someone who makes fraudulent claims, all right? And Esau, we already understand, the so-called white man, is notorious for making false claims when it comes to the scriptures. And Salakia, and there's some things that he says right here in Wisdom of Solomon, the second chapter, that we are able to identify that this is in fact how he thinks and this is who he is, and that he is in fact that phony, that fake. This is Wisdom of Solomon 1:1. It says, "For the ungodly said," all right, what does it mean to be ungodly? You're without the Lord, all right, which essentially means an atheist, because the word atheist goes back into the Latin, to the Greek, Salakia, not the Latin. It goes back into the Greek with meaning without, and theos, God. You're without God. And anybody that is not being dealt with by Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man, essentially is an atheist. Now, what does it tell you in Deuteronomy, the 32nd chapter? For Israel is the Lord's portion. So aside from that, no other nation was chosen to have the favor of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right, so which means they're not being dealt with. All right, you have 2nd Esdras, the 3rd chapter, the 36th verse. All right, Israel by name have kept thy precepts, but the heathen have not. So, but when coming to this is the express mentality of the so-called white man. All right, and that's why I want to go into this real quick as I'm going, driving to work. This is Wisdom of Solomon 1:1 again. It says, "For the ungodly said," because Esau is an ungodly man. Everything that he does in life is contrariwise to how the Lord set up order and truth. So I'm going to jump down to verse 12. It says, Wisdom of Solomon 2:12. "Therefore let us lie and wait for the righteous." Who is lying and wait for the righteous? The ungodly, Esau, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doings. Why are we clean from the contrary to the doings of Esau? Because in verse 16 says it says he abstained from our ways as from filthiness. We abstain from those contrary ways because they're filthy, they're unclean, they're detestable. All right. They're filthy, man. So it says he upbraided us with our offending the law. To upbraid this man, it means that we find fault in how he conducts himself. All right, so we find fault with him offending the law. It says, "And he objected to our infamy, the transgressings of our education." So what does that mean? All right, to have infamy means that you're well known in something in regards to doing it wrong. All right, so you're very well known for the transgressings of your education. We disagree. All right, we object in the way that you teach the world on how to conduct themselves. All right, we object. We disagree, man. We believe. We know. We see through the scriptures, man. When we go down the checklist, the 613 checkoff list, you break every single law, statute, and commandment. All right, but you teach that it's okay. All right, through your education, all right, you are infamous for doing this. So it says, he professed to have the knowledge of the Most High, and he called himself the child of the Lord. This is us, all right? The ungodly, which, via through the internet, they see us with this knowledge of the Lord, and we're using it to call ourselves the child of the Lord, all right? So the ungodly are witnessing us out on those highways and byways, all right? It says, he was made to reprove our thoughts. He is grievous to behold. He is grievous unto us, even to behold. Yeah, grievous. It's annoying to see us coming back on the highways and byways, flooding the internet with this information that, Esau is a counterfeit. All right, that everything he's doing is hypocritical, all right, pursuant to Isaiah, the 32nd chapter. He practices iniquity and hypocrisy. But it's grievous to the wicked for us to call him out on his bullshit, man. It says, he is grievous unto us, even to behold, for his life is not like other men's, his ways are of another fashion. We are esteemed of him as counterfeits. And again, the word counterfeit goes into someone making fraudulent claims or mimicking, all right, a copycat, which we see Esau, man, when he started calling his religion Judaism, that was a copycat, man. He was trying to put this facade on that he was a godly man by claiming his religion was backed by the Bible and the scriptures. Yet his behavior was totally contrary to even what he claimed his religion was about. So it says we are esteemed of him as counterfeits, meaning we regard this man as a fake. And Esau is a fake. Growing up in the 90s and early 2000s, man, that was something that was heavily brought out about Esau, man, that, there's a term called being a wigger. A wigger. I'll say wigger. There you go. Always a wankster. You're not a gangster, a wankster. Because Esau's a phony, man. He's a fake. He's a counterfeit. He's a fraud. All right. The scriptures tell you that Jacob is the former of all things. All right. So it says we are esteemed of him, meaning we regard this man like that. We look at him like that, and any respect or admiration about this man and his image is only that he's a counterfeit. It says he abstained from our ways as from filthiness. He pronounceth the end of the just to be blessed, and maketh his boast at the Most High is his Father. Now it says, let us see if his words be true, and let us prove what shall happen in the end of him, which is ultimately what's going down right now with Esau. He watches us on a constant basis. All right. And every day that he passes a new law, a new bill, a new legislation, a new more oppressive decree, that's because he's testing Yahweh to see if the Lord's going to actually come back and, defend us and save us. So this is just, a little, Salakia, hold on. So this is just a little something I wanted to talk about real quick, man, while I'm on my way to work. Just put on my spirit to just, man, it's so, the brother, all right, the head of the camp over here, man, he really hit that nail on the head yesterday, man, when he summed up the entire part that I just read from verse 12 to verse 16. He said, total opposition. All right, total opposition. And Esau is in total opposition of everything that the Lord set up and how man was to conduct and behave himself on this planet. All right, and so, hey, man, Esau's through. So with that, Lord willing, this was edifying. I want to give all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and much love. Allah's blessings to the elect. Just a sincere Akim and Akwa. Alright? Yahweh Shemeshah Brakathon. Kwam Yashala Shalom.